I used to think I wasn't good enough, too skinny, too awkward, and I thought no girl would ever really want me. But once I committed to changing my body, everything changed. This is the exact workout plan that helped me gain muscle, confidence, and the respect I never had before. So if you're not happy with your body and you have no confidence to talk to girls, this video will change everything for you. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so the very first thing I want to address before I get into my exact split and plan is fuck cardio. So why am I choosing violence here? So when I was younger, I made this big mistake when I was a skinny fat kid is I really just try to burn the fat off by doing a bunch of cardio. But guess what happened? I lost a little more fat, okay, but I also lost a lot of muscle, which I really didn't have to begin with, and I even lost more confidence, which isn't ideal when I'm really struggling talking to girls. So the big change I made was I stopped doing cardio, and I obviously just focused on lifting weights 4 to 5 times per week consistently. And guess what happened? My body changed, I had more confidence, and I actually started talking more to girls in public. So your big takeaway is if you have that skinny fat look or you're skinny, or even if you just have body fat to lose in general is don't focus on cardio, focus on weights, add in obviously walking and your step count is fantastic as well. If you do this, you're going to have more confidence, your body's going to change, and you're just going to feel like a new person altogether. Now that I set the stage there, let's get into my exact workout split. I'm super excited to share this with you. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you the exact workout split that I did, but I'm also going to tell you what you can do. Let's say if you only have time for 3 to 4 workouts per week. So the exact split that I did, and this was done at the gym, I did a 5 times per week, upper body day on Monday, lower body on Tuesday, pull on Wednesday, so kind of think back biceps, push on Thursday, so think chest, shoulders, triceps, and then back to lower body on the Friday. And don't worry, I'm gonna break all the exercises down, including sets, reps, every single thing in steps 3 and 4, so stay tuned for that. So basically, that's exactly what I did for months and even years that really transformed my body and helped me get the confidence to talk to girls, especially more in public. Now, let's say you only have time to do 3 to 4 weeks, so I'll just kind of quickly touch on that. If you're doing 3 times per week, just do 3 full body splits, so like maybe 1 Monday, 1 Wednesday, 1 Friday, kind of full body workouts. If you're in 4 times per week, I would just simply do an upper lower split. So upper Monday, lower Tuesday, maybe Wednesday off if you can, back to upper Thursday, back to lower Friday. So now that we set the stage in terms of my exact workout split and how I structured over the course of the week, we're getting to the fun part right now, which is going to be, I'm going to show you my exact exercises, sets, reps, and how to progress them. That way you never plateau. You do this, guys, it's a bulletproof plan. I promise you, you just gotta plug and play the system and put in the work. Let's jump right into it. Okay, I'm in my comfy spot. I got my laptop right here. I'm gonna break down all the exercises for you right now. And let's start with day number 1. And again, step number 4, I'll tell you how to progress them, so don't worry about that. But for now, I'll just kind of take you through it. And I'll tell you a bit of my thought process as well in terms of why I structured it this way. So looking at it right now, like this was literally my exact split I did for many months, and this is my bread and butter in terms of my training. So exercise number 1, barbell bench press, 3 sets of 12. Chin-ups, 3 sets of 12, incline press, 3 sets of 12, seated rows with the cable, 3 sets of 12, 1.5 lateral raise, so kind of get like a more of a burn at the top position. I'll explain that more in 1 second. 3 sets of like 6 to 10. Incline curls for the biceps, 2 sets of 12, and then skull crushers, 2 sets of 12, and this is basically on the upper body day. So my thought process here, and this is a very good structure you can do, and it's so simple. So you pick 1 horizontal push movement. So for me, it's barbell bench press. You pick 1 vertical, so high to low pull. So think chin-ups, lat pull down, stuff like that. 1 low to high push. So think like incline presses, low to high cable flies, stuff like that. 1 horizontal row, so like a seated row, barbell row. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. 1 lateral raise variation. Most guys just don't get the outside part of the shoulders enough, and any sort of lateral raise variation is going to really help with that. 1 bicep curl variation, you can get creative with this one, and then 1 skull crusher variation as well. Now, if you do want the hyperlinks to these movements, just comment below hyperlinks or workouts, and I'll send you this exact plan that you can do. But just know, like, this is day 1. This is how you would structure it for at least 4 to 6 weeks. And I'll get to day 2 coming up right now, and then we'll talk about, again, like how to structure them in step number 4. All right, guys, day number 2, lower body. You ready? I don't know about you, I absolutely hate lower body even to this day. Like, it never gets easier, but you gotta do it, right? You gotta get the ass going for the ladies. So the first one, Romanian deadlifts, 3 sets of 12. And again, I'll break these down. Second one, heel elevated barbell squats, 3 sets of 12. Third one, barbell reverse lunges, 3 sets of 10 to 12. Next one, a bit of a burnout superset. So like sumo squats, like a dumbbell sumo squat, to bodyweight leg extensions. And again, I can send you the hyperlink if you want for these, but 2 rounds of 10 to 15 per. I don't know why I put per, not per, just 10 to 15 total, sorry. Next one's gonna be 3 sets of 12 in terms of machine leg extensions, and then hamstring curls, 3 sets of 12. So here's the thought process here, and then we'll get to day number 3. So the first one, I want some sort of hinge movement for the hamstrings and the ass. So you can pick Romanian deadlifts, you can do deadlifts technically, but you get a little more quads. It's more like a full body movement. Romanian deadlifts or barbell hip thrust is probably your best bang for your buck. The second one is some sort of quad movement. So I put a heel elevated barbell squat. You can do hack squat, leg press. You get the idea. Third one is some sort of lunge movement or even single leg movement. So I did a barbell reverse lunge, but if you're more comfortable with just like dumbbell reverse lunges or walking lunges or the evil words, Bulgarian split squats, those are awful. Just kind of pick one there. Next one, I like some sort of burnout. So I just typically did, and again, I did switch it up, I'll tell you in the next step, but sumo squats to bodyweight leg extensions, kind of like inner thigh quad burnouts. So you can pick like a wall sit to bodyweight leg extensions. You can pick like machine leg extensions to something like that, although I do have it next. Just think creative a little bit in terms of those 2 exercises. The goal there basically is to kind of burn out the quads mostly with a little bit of inner thigh in that sumo squat position. Next one, the last 2 are more just isolation movements. So we got the quads here, machine leg extensions. So pick something that's very isolated for the quad. And the last one is going to be more hamstring isolation, machine hamstring curls, seated hamstring curls, Nordic curls, any sort of hamstring movements from there. So that's day number 2. Again, it's pretty straightforward. It's not too much volume. And let's get into the pull day 3. And like I said, I'm super excited to tell you how to progress these movements and even switch things up when need be. Okay, day 3 pull. I want to see if you can see the similarities here, but also some of the differences between this and the 2 back exercises I actually did on the upper body day for the Monday. Let's go to it first though, and then I'll kind of break it down right after. So wide grip lat pull down, 3 sets of 12. Wide grip seated row, so 3 sets of 12 there. Lat pullovers, 3 sets of 12 for the lats, believe it or not. Cable shrugs, 3 sets of 12. Bench reverse flies, 3 sets of 12. Single arm preacher curls for the biceps, 2 sets of 12. And then hammer curls, 2 sets of 12. Now, did you kind of notice a little bit of similarities but difference? So notice in upper body, I put chin-ups, which is more of like a closed grip movement, and then a closed grip seated row. But for this one here, I did more wide grip lat pull down. So instead of pulling tight, we're pulling wider for more teres major. I don't want to say more lats, but just kind of more upper back in general. And then the wide grip seated row is a little more upper back, and the closed grip seated row we did on Monday is a little more lats. See what I did there? So the next one's lat pullover. Like I said, just if you want to do any sort of lat variation is fine for that one. Cable shrugs, I love it on the cable because the strength curve is like so much better than just dumbbells. But if you want to do dumbbells, barbells, whatever is fine. Like any sort of shrug variation is cool there. Bench reverse fly, more for the back of the shoulders and the mid back. You can do band pull parts. You can do machine reverse flies. You know, get creative with that. Single arm preacher curls. I love this one. Again, maybe I'll break this down in another video, but the strength curve is so good for this one. And for me, this is my number 1 bicep exercise that I would personally do. And the last one is a hammer curl. I love the hammer curl because you switch the grip and you get a little more of the outside parts of the biceps. So that's day 3 pull. Let's get to day number 4 push right now. Okay, day 4 push. Are you ready? This will probably be your most favorite workout if you decide to follow this plan. It's a fun one here. So I got 4 sets of low to high cable flies for the upper chest, 12 reps there. I got 3 sets of 12 for the chest flies. So really kind of getting that stretch position there. 3 sets of 12 for dips. If you can't do it, you can look at high to low cable fly to modify that. You still get the lower chest there. Next one is cheat lateral raises. So for this one, basically, and again, if you want the hyperlinks, let me know. I'm not going to keep saying it. But basically, you use your body to kind of help it up, and you just kind of control it on the way down. 2 sets of 8 to 12 there. We got cable lateral raises to change the strength curve a little bit. 2 sets of 12 for that one. We got cable rope pushdowns. So everyone loves these ones, right? 2 sets of 12. And then cable tricep kickback, 2 sets of 12. Cables are so much better than dumbbells for kickbacks because reason being with the dumbbell, it's basically only hard at the end range. With cables, you basically got more tension throughout the range of motion. So again, low height cable flies basically we're trying to get some sort of upper chest there. I'm doing 4 sets. I love hammering the upper chest and shoulders. That's why I put a little more emphasis on that for the push day. Chest fly with dumbbells. Use a machine if you want. It doesn't make a big difference. Like I already said, high-low cable flies if you can't do dips. Cheat lateral raises. It doesn't really matter which lateral raise you do. You know, I put cheat and cable. Get creative there if you want some different variations. I probably know like 15 of them. Just comment if you want some more and I can help you out with that. Cable rope pushdowns. Again, just some sort of tricep movement. It can be machine-assisted dip. Get creative there as well. And then cable tricep kickbacks are fantastic to finish off. Let's get into day 5 lower body now, and I'll tell you how to progress them. And it's so cool once you actually kind of get the breakdown in terms of what to actually do. Okay, day 5, back to lower body. For fuck's sakes, right? Like, who likes lower body? Well, maybe you do. If you do, let me know in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious. For this one here, though, you're going to notice it's a little more lower volume. This one, compared to the first lower body. I just like to have one tougher lower body day and one a little bit easier. That way we're not absolutely wrecking our joints. So the first one, barbell hip thrust, 3 sets of 12. I'll give you a variation just a couple in 1 minute if you don't like that one. Machine hack squats, great for the quads, 3 sets of 12. Bulgarian split squats, I said the evil words, 3 sets of 10 to 12 here. Glute abduction machine, you know, every alpha male's favorite exercise, 3 sets of 12. The glute adduction machine, another big alpha movement, right? 3 sets of 12. This is for the inner thighs. And the sissy squats for the quads, 3 sets of 12. So barbell hip thrust, I actually got chirped for posting this so many times on my YouTube shorts. Like guys are like, hey dude, like why are you doing like a girl exercise? So if you're too alpha for it or you just don't like it and it's not comfortable for you, just feel free to do like single hip bridges or even like a glute bridge is fine. So I definitely understand it's not for everyone, the barbell hip thrust. It is good for the glutes though. In my opinion, one of the best glute exercises you can do. Machine hack squats, great for the quads. I would just stick with it if you can, or even like a leg press. Bulgarian split squats, try to do it. I know it sucks. Grind through it. You're going to feel better for sure. Glute abduction machine, again, not the most manly exercise you could do, if that makes sense. But if you're not comfortable with that, put a bib under, over your ankles or just above your ankles, and you can do some lateral side walks. Glute adduction machine, any sort of inner thigh movement is fine. Again, if you don't like that seated machine. Copenhagen planks work great. I'm just a little bit more lazy. I prefer doing this in Copenhagen planks as the Copenhagen planks are a little bit harder. And the sissy squats, 3 sets of 12, any sort of isolated quad movement would work well there. So now that you got your blueprints, right? Now I'm going to tell you though how to progress these over weeks, months, and even years. That way you never plateau, you get stronger, you always have muscle, and you still stay ripped. Let's jump right into it. Okay, we did it. Now we're going to talk about how to progress these exercises over the course of months and years. And I feel as a fitness coach, this is probably one of my greatest strengths. Like I have a very good feel in terms of when to change things up and when to keep things the same. And I really find that I found a great balance between that because you don't want to change things up like super often. And you obviously don't want to do the same things over and over again. So here's what we're going to do. So the very first week, right? So I might look down my laptop. You might see me there. So if I look down, just kind of bear with me. But the very first week, so the first 4 exercises, what you're going to do, you're going to keep those the same for about 4 to 8 weeks. So let's say, for example, you're doing the upper body. It's the bench press, it's the chin-ups, the incline presses, and the seated rows. You're going to do those 4 movements the same for 4 to 8 weeks. And it depends basically how well you're progressing. If you're progressing well, you know, stretched out to the 8-week mark. If you're more plateaued, then you can probably change it up more at the 4 to 5, maybe the 6-week mark. So the very first week, right? Week number 1, notice I put down 12 reps for those movements, ideally. So 12 reps for those movements, ideally. Week number 2, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna increase the weight for those movements, but now we're gonna do about 10 reps. So let's say I did 135 pound bench press for 12 reps week 1. Maybe the next week, I want to do about 145, 150 for 10 reps. Does that make sense? And then week 3, same thing. We increase the weights. Then we do about, maybe 8 to 9 reps, and we kind of repeat that cycle. Week 4, maybe 6 to 8 reps, but we keep increasing the weight over the course of weeks. And you basically keep doing this until you're maxed out at like 6 reps. So let's say it's like week number 6, for example, you do the bench press, you're at 185 for 6, you're stuck. I mean, that next week, same thing, you do 185 for 6, you're stuck. Then probably a good time, then you need to change up those 4 movements. Now, here's the cool part. So for the other couple of movements, what I love to do is I like to change those up just for some variety. So again, the first 4 we're keeping the same for about 4 to 8 weeks, but the last 2 to 3 movements, I love to change up just to kind of hit different target muscles and also to keep things a little more fresh and that we're not getting bored of doing the same thing over and over again. So for example, I'm going to look down right here because I kind of have it marked down. So let's say instead of doing like 1.5 lateral raises, be able to do something similar like a scaption. So basically it's similar to lateral raise. You're going to bring the arms just a little more in front of the body though. Maybe for incline curls, I'm doing more like preacher curls. Maybe for skull crushers, I might do tricep pullovers. So just subtle variations like that, where you're still hitting the same muscle, but it's just a little bit of a different angle maybe. And like I said, it's just a little bit different in terms of the variety that we don't get bored in the same movements for months and years, right? Like, don't be the guy at the gym who does the same thing for years because you're not going to progress that way. Hope that makes sense. Hope that helped. Now, there are some common mistakes that I made though. You don't want to do them. So I'm going to save you time and energy here. So let's go to step number 5. I'll talk about common mistakes. That way you can avoid my dumb mistakes, fast track your results, and get ripped as soon as possible, and ultimately land more hot dates. All right, guys, common mistakes to avoid. And again, if you see me look down, just bear with me. My memory's shit right now. I need a Zen or something to help me with this memory of the brain. But basically, I got out 4 big mistakes I made that I want you to avoid. And the very first one is me quality over quantity. So what I mean by that is, like in the gym, I used to do like 24, 26, 28 sets of like a certain muscle on a workout, and I was completely fried. Like my body was dead, and I never really saw fantastic results. But what I made a change from, okay, let's not do quantity, let's focus on quality, and I lowered the sets from, let's say, 24 to like 18 to 19, maybe 20 max. I got such better results because I'm pushing harder, I'm more focused, and I'm actually recovering better, which is a great segue to the second mistake I really did when I was younger was I never really focused too much on recovery. Because if your sleep is shit and you're always stressed out and you're more stressed than me during a Bills playoff game, then you're just not going to build muscle and you're not going to shred fat. So when I mean recovery, I'm talking like sleeping, I'm talking about just like doing proper mobility work, even walking, getting enough protein, getting enough calories in. All that's super important in terms of maximizing recovery. Because like I said, if you don't have that, then it's going to be tough to build muscle and ultimately lose fat. The third thing I put down is we listen to your body. So I used to, in terms of exercises and pushing through injuries. So I used to be that guy when I was younger. Like if I had like a bit of a shoulder injury, like I'm a baseball guy, so I always had a shoulder impingement. I would always just push through it. I'm like, yeah, screw it, I'm fine. And it just wrecked me for the workouts for weeks and even months sometimes because I just had to take time off from the gym. So what I'm trying to say is if a particular exercise doesn't feel right, because I basically just gave you like 40, maybe 35 exercises. If it doesn't feel right for you, just make those minor changes, right? So if let's say you're doing like a strict overhead press, maybe like a landmine press, maybe a little more friendly in the shoulder. If squats hurt your knees or your lower back, maybe do like a leg press. Don't force exercises, listen to your body, and take time off when you need to. And the fourth thing that I really messed up before was the rest times. So what I used to do basically, I do a set, take 45 seconds, do a set, take 45 seconds, and my strength would just go down and I never really progress. Here's a telltale sign in terms of how to know what a good rest time is. And for rest time, ideally you want about 90 seconds to even 2 minutes in 30 seconds. So let's say you do a set of like 12 on the bench press the first set. If your next set is like 6 reps or even 7 maybe, it's probably a telltale sign that you didn't rest up enough and you got to give yourself more break time during your sets. Now, of course, you're going to drop off a little bit each set. That's the way it's going to go. But if it's like that staggering, like 12 to 6, like in half, then yeah, you probably want to give a little bit more rest time. So think 90 seconds to even 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, if you have the time, of course, depending on how busy you are. So those are my 4 common mistakes. Now I'm going to talk about how this helped me. So get in shape, get ripped, ultimately help me get hot dates. And if you want to get more dates and have more confidence talking to girls, I think this is going to change everything for you. So let's jump into it. Okay, so I'm going to spit some hard facts for you right now. So here's the thing. Some girls will absolutely not care about you being ripped or in shape, but that doesn't matter. What it's going to do for you mostly is it's going to be the confidence and it's going to make you feel good to actually talk to girls. Now, some girls will absolutely care. Like my girlfriend, she loves a ripped guy. Like she wouldn't date someone who's out of shape. Like she likes like the arms, the abs, all that sort of stuff. What I'm trying to say is some girls ultimately won't care about that, but that doesn't matter because to kind of paraphrase Deion Sanders, the football player, he had a very famous quote. And again, I'm paraphrasing this, but it's kind of like something along the lines of look good, feel good, play good. And then he says like pay good, but you get what I'm trying to say here. So if you look good, you're going to feel good and you're going to play good. In other words, you're going to talk to girls better. Because when I was a shy, skinny kid, I just never had any confidence at all to talk to girls. And I was always that quiet kid in my class, in terms of high school and even my college classes. But then when I actually started really getting myself in shape, I remember there's like one aha moment. There's a good looking girl at the bar. Like she's sitting there with a couple friends, and I was with a couple of my buddies as well. I must have been like 21, 22 at the time. And this is when I actually got myself in shape. I remember just looking at her, I'm like, I'm going to go up and I'm going to talk to that girl. So I approached her, talked to her for a little bit, got her number. It didn't really lead to anything. Like I think we had a date or something, but that's not the point. But I remember just kind of coming back. I was like, who is this guy? Like I would never ever do that. So again, it's not about what the girl thinks of you. And although it does help the majority of times, the most important thing is you're going to feel good about yourself. And it's so crazy what you can do for your confidence when you do feel good about yourself. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I got a whole lot of content coming out in terms of getting ripped, talk about dating profiles, how to talk to girls. So if you like this sort of content in terms of fitness and getting hot matches or getting hot dates, please subscribe. You're not going to miss out. And thank you so much for watching at the end. If you could hit that like button, it would mean the world to me. We'll talk soon, guys.